Why, hello there. How's it going, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to my 20K subscriber stream. The first thing I want to ask is, how are the audio levels and can you see my screen? And I have to say up front, I am a little disappointed in one thing, and that is that I set up stuff and I got my cardigan on and I was doing everything to get myself back on camera again, and my camera wasn't working when I tried to start streaming. So I will be without my video, unfortunately. If I continue to do some streams for Blasphemous or whatever, I will try to get it back on. But unfortunately, it'll be the game today, which is a little bit of a bummer because I had a little setup, but it's all good. So I am celebrating 20,000 subscribers, as I said, which is a huge milestone, and I'm very blessed to have gotten to this point. And I've been playing some Blasphemous, but I haven't played it on PC before. And to get things started, I wanted to ask everyone, because I'm truly kind of indifferent about it, is this is a totally fresh file. And do we want to do like a chill play Blasphemous for like an hour or so, and just as I'm working towards trying to get the achievements on it, just sort of like a completionist run? Or do we want to up the tension a little bit and see if I can do a casual version of the achievement where you beat Estrus in under 3 hours? Does anybody have opinions on that one? It depends. If a lot of you haven't seen Blasphemous, obviously me running through everything to complete it quickly isn't as thorough, but also it's a little bit exciting, and it's an achievement where I usually have to make a separate file anyways. So let me know. I've platted it on PS4. I'm on my way on Switch, and now I'm doing it on PC. So the fun thing about doing the Estrus run in under 3 hours is the last time I did the achievement for that, it was before the DLCs came out. So I am not really familiar with how to do that now, and it's been like over 2 years since I did it anyways. So I don't really remember super strongly where like the most optimal routes are, because the last 2 runs of Blasphemous I've done have been like completionist routes trying to collect everything. So, I'm not too worried if I don't get it, but it might be kind of fun to try and make my way through that. But if I do, it'll be a little more tense. And the fun thing about doing an Estrus fight is, if anybody knows the current DLC, is if you're getting like the true ending C, you don't get to fight Estrus. So it's been a little while since I've actually fought him anyways. But let's get right into it. See, totally fresh. It's fun to see it. Yeah, I have seen the new ending, and this is on PC, so I will do a completionist run as well. But to get the achievement for the 3 hours, I have to do a different, file anyways. Let's get it going. And if you haven't played since the DLCs came out, like, they changed so much over the course. If the last time you played it was like 2019.
Because it is my guilt, I claim you, grievous miracle. Make my chest hurt with regret. Forge your punishment and nail it deep. Shape my guilt once again.
I love this game so much. It's just the opening has so many just like crazy ass scenes that they just hit you with in the first like 15 minutes.
And thus, guilt repentance, mourning, and every pain of the soul of all kind were visibly and tangibly manifested everywhere and in all of us. Sometimes in the form of blessing and grace, sometime in the form of punishment and corruption. That divine will, equally pious and cruel, which we could not and will never be able to unravel, was called the miracle.
It does deserve more love. I think it's a fantastic game. I turned off the prompts. I don't need that shit. Alright, one thing I want to do... What am I doing? I want to, just gonna, at least on my audio levels, I want to turn down the game volume just a little bit. I'm gonna do it through here because I'm a real pro streamer person, and if I touch it, I don't have it set up so that the game won't close out on me. You know, like shut off the screen for a second. So, but Blasphemous is super underrated, and one thing you know, Blasphemous 2 is coming out in the next year, supposedly, hopefully, and I think that, you know, maybe some people tried the game before it had all the DLCs. You know, they tried the game when it first came out, and it was admittedly a little bit rougher when it first came out. I still think it was very good. I played it for review when it first came out, but they've done so much. The Game Kitchen, the devs, are so passionate about the project, and they did so much to make the game better with each DLC. Right. So this is an NG+, but if you're an NG+, this is where you choose your penitence. Yeah, I think the combat could get a little deeper, and Strenuous, if you haven't played the latest DLC, I think some of the bosses that they added are pretty intense. Like after the Amana series. So, I mean, obviously that's like the first boss, and as someone who's put probably 100 hours into Blasphemous, don't judge it. Oh, this is good. I showed up for this. It's so good. What a fucking psycho. Fucking love this game. It's stuff like that. It's so weird and cool, and like, you know, obviously big FromSoft fan, and it's like, it's just a thing where like that scene was bonkers but kind of funny in a dark way, and it's so much my thing. And before I do this again, I think for at least me, I don't know for you guys, but for me the volume is still a little on the loud end, so I'm just gonna see. I think keep the music. The music in this game is so good. The voices should stay up. Just don't want it to be too loud. All right. This dude.
Grateful be the heart, penitent one.
Absolutely not.
The anguish of the eldest I am Deo Gracias, witness to and narrator of the acts of the grievous miracle. Such is my penance, as yours is silence. The cradle of affliction is what you seek. This can be found in the mother of mothers of the churches.
Such a good design.
Place separated from the rest of these lands by a great sacred and forbidden door. Even a wise penitent like me knows nothing of what lies beyond those high walls. However, what I do know is that, according to the rule, one must carry out the 3 humiliations to gain access to what they guard. One of them must be performed in the high mountains, covered in thick blankets of snow. Another in the depths of a dark, entombed church where the sleeper lie. And the last one at the end of the trail, carved by gnomes that claw their way out.
It's funny that they make Yondo
in
the last area, because I always go to the mountains last.
Take this thorn and place it on the handle of your sword. If, when the time comes, as you grip your weapon firmly, you notice that it wounds you and makes you bleed, having grown with more thorns sprouting from it, writhing over the figure of the Father carved into the knob, that will mean that you are at the mercy of the grievous miracle, whether for its punishment or its forgiveness.
So for anyone checking out this game, like, obviously it's super Catholic looking, and it has very strong, like, Christian parallels, but the developers Game Kitchen are from Seville in Spain, and really the game is a super Spanish game, and the Andalusian region, a lot of this stuff is very cultural, and that's what I think is pretty cool about it, is you don't get tons of games that I played from Spain, and there's so much about the culture in here, not just that. So it's not just like Christian, it's like because it's such a part of the culture there that it just is baked into the game, and obviously the religious elements are there, but I think it's an interesting thing to look from it as primarily a like Andalusian or a Spanish game that's sort of talking about like the Inquisition and stuff like that. So there's a lot of that in there. And the other thing is the premise is the opening of this game makes it clear because they added a new opening in one of the DLCs or patches. So there's this thing called the Miracle, which is this sort of, you know, confusing spiritual thing. And the grievous miracle has made manifest people's like sins and their like holiness and stuff. So everyone got all fucked up and turned into monsters, basically. Yes. The Spanish dub is gorgeous, and I set it up to be the Spanish dub because I was going to say the only way to play this game is in Spanish, and I am horrified to hear Deo Gracias talk in English here. So I'm actually going to pop back. I think I saved there. But under, what's it? Probably could have done it right. Game. So we want the audio language in Spanish, and because I highly recommend it because it's so much a flavor of the game that you have to play it in Spanish. Like, let's just hear. Let's make sure it worked.
Incluso un penitente de sapiencia como yo desconoce lo que hay tras esos altos muros. Pero sí tengo pesaros.
And I just love hearing, instead of penitent when it's penitente, and I just think that sounds great. Alright. So this is like a Metroidvania. They took some inspiration from Souls. Not much in my opinion. So I think I'm gonna go for the completionist run for one reason, really. Is this. I love the executions. If I can show off executions to people, then I'm happy with that. I actually want to, like, catalog them. Yeah, the Spanish dub, it adds a lot. Like, because you have the flamenco music playing, or at least flamenco inspired, and it's just so good. I think it just adds to the atmosphere of the game, which is already top-notch. Verdiales, which is, so you have prayers in this game, and Verdiales is honestly one of the best ones. Like, I'm going to be using this a lot of the game. The game, so you may notice that at points, the game can be like a little on the janky side, but it's so good. And I think it's kind of charming with some of the, you can cheese some enemies, you know, just by being in like funny positions like that is kind of funny, but oh shit. I always do this. I want to use Verdiales. I love Verdiales. It's really hard to top that one for quite a while. Well, I need to get the plunge attack to break the ground. Not having the plunge attack feels so weird. I've been playing NG Plus for a while because for anyone who's played Blasphemous, you know that part of the DLC bosses are only in NG Plus, and so that's how I've been playing for a while. Like, my version of Blasphemous is NG Plus, so that you can get like the full run of the game. But new game is also cool, and you can do the ending C in new game.
No hay respuesta a nuestra súplica. El milagro nos ha abandonado, y mi trono ornamentado da la espalda a los que aquí esperan.
We'll meet that guy a lot later. Escobar. He's gonna talk to us as his big face mask thing for a while. So these guys kiss people's wounds, which is disgusting sounding.
Penitente. Bienvenido a la villa de Albero, refugio de esta humilde cofradía, clamada de los besadores de llaga. Pocos quedan aquí con fuerzas para usarlo. Bastirso es mi nombre. Somos pocos los que ya quedamos en el cuidado de los enfermos y dolientes. Con piadosos ósculos bendecimos las heridas del que pida nuestro amparo. Y así a merced del milagro. El tiempo es fuera atrás, pero si vuestra penitencia, la voluntad en el milagro.
So they kiss wounds, and the thing about Tirso, for anyone that's gone for the plat or anything too knows, like maybe it's me, but Mediterranean diet is an achievement that is so easy to fail, and it has to do with Tirso. You bring him food, and it's so easy to forget. The Spanish dub is insanely good, and it's by some like well-known Spanish actors, and you get this like Andalusian accent, which is not commonly used in games from what I understand, and it's sort of used as kind of like a hick thing a lot of times, but you know, this game does it well. And this guy who's going to be talking is actually Enrique Colone, and he's one of the developers, and he does a great job as the Spanish, whatever this dude's name is, but it's good. This is one of the devs doing his voice.
Habéis llamado al torno de la Orden del Genuino Sepultor. En este lugar reunimos los vestigios de todo aquel que fue separado y olvidado. Y así poder darle santa sepultura, tal como ordena nuestra caritativa regla. Ayudad a esta pobre alma penitente en el silencio. La Orden os bendice.
Yeah, the Spanish, it makes so much sense too once you like hear it. So yeah, this is one of the devs talking, and this guy is responsible for putting all the spikes in Blasphemous, which there are insta-kill spikes in Blasphemous, which is a point of contention for some. I have grown to begrudgingly love them.
Penitente que cargáis con la lacerante culpa en vuestras manos encalladas. Acercárnosla y aliviar nuestra carga. Acercárnosla y enjugar nuestras lágrimas. Porque es acto de penitencia.
Hey, look at that. We just got like 3 or 4 bizarre cutscenes in like 20 minutes. I don't know. You can't ask for too much more than that. I love it so much. I'm evangelical about Blasphemous. I want even more people to play it, and I think it did pretty well. You know what else is good about Blasphemous? Boom. There's not too many walls that are just that hidden, and you can get this way from the other side, but it's kind of funny. No, yeah, you never want to skip cutscenes. There's not tons of them, but they're all amazing. And if for anyone who hasn't played, I think this was in the last DLC, they finally did something. There's a reason to collect those bones.
Este humilde servidor os saluda, penitente. Bienvenido al osario de los que serán eternamente recordados. Mi quehacer no es otro que el de dar amparo a todos y cada uno de los restos óseos que aquí esperan bajo los impalpables. No importan los años, los siglos que pasen. Los huesos nos siguen hablando con sus crujidos, pero estos restos se necesitan unos a otros para poder revelar la verdad que aún guardan. Solo juntos, en íntima hermandad, obtendrán sus eternos descansos. Traedlos ante mí y así conoceremos la verdad.
So this guy, he'll give you like some, I'm gonna call them souls. I think they're called Tears of Atonement. I call them souls because I'm one of those people. And you collect bones, and eventually this door thing opens, and there's a really good boss back there. It's very much worth it. Everything is souls. If you are one of the people who played Dark Souls 1 in 2011, you probably call everything souls, because that's just how it goes. The Wounds of Evitide is very good. It's worth it, and you don't have to go into NG Plus to do it. And there's a lot of cool details. With every DLC, they not only added some story content and new bosses, but they added just like new backgrounds. Like they really did stuff. And I have to show up this guy too because, God.
Son dos rostros los que os saludan, penitente. Mi nombre es Nacimiento. Observad mi pecho en el que ha crecido un rostro anciano que envejece más y más. Que no habla. Cuán terrible condena es esta. Que no entiendo. Incluso en el que ha sido castigado está presente la... Traedme el azogue.
Okay. So can't do that right now anyways,
Traedme el azogue.
You bring him Quicksilver,
es capaz de brotar bajo nuestros pies
it takes away one of your
y lo
flasks, but
con la bilis de
in
vuestros
return your
matraces,
heals are stronger.
potenciando de esa manera
And I'm curious for people who've played the game, where do you fall on, like, do you invest in all the Quicksilver when you play? Do you end up sacrificing 5 flasks in order to have the best heal? One of the reasons I ask is because I often use the prayer bead where if you're healing, you have like iframes. And in that sense, you almost want more heals. I always use at least 3, but sometimes I don't sacrifice all 5 of them. I was just curious if other people did that too, because it does heal a lot more with each upgrade, but sacrificing a whole like heal option is also tough. Even though if you want to have some iframes, you can also use the Thorned Hairs prayer bead. Yeah, I've been sacrificing them, but some of the tougher bosses I kind of like the extra break, but then I just used the Thorned Hairs prayer. So what I need is the lunge so badly, because the lunge really adds to your options, because stunning people is basically the only way to play, and you can stun people really easily with the lunge attack. The upgrades in this game are really worthwhile. There's some good sense of progression, I think. It's so unnecessary to kill those people, but... just look at that. Like, I go for the executions so much because I think they're just awesome. So in order to do those executions, you have to like hit the attack button right as you're hitting them with the riposte, but it's worth it. Tons of little hidden stuff, which is fun. Most of them are bones, which is one thing I don't like love sort of collectathon feeling things, but at least there's a boss tied to him now. And I really like in this game too, and I think it's something that is sort of underrated about Blasphemous, is that the parry is not super hard to do, which makes it a very viable mechanic that they actually can like test you on. I love this boss, or this enemy, because the design is a mixture of 2 different Renaissance paintings, and one of the paintings is very sort of pro church during the Inquisition, and the other one is very critical of the church during the Inquisition. And you know, I don't know if all of it's intended, but in like researching that stuff, you know, I think they have some interesting commentary about the world, and I like how they're sort of this like abomination of these like pro-Inquisition paintings that are like malformed and turned into this monster. And if you're wondering, I did do a whole video talking about all the background of this stuff, and they have an art book that does talk about a lot of it too. But yeah, there's a video on my channel that I really love where I just took some time and researched all the different artists that they reference in there, and it's really cool. The art is really thoughtful and intentional. And it just looks straight up badass. I like it to function on both levels. You also get to learn about all these bones I don't know. I'm not like a bone expert, but I like to think I know more now. another thing I like to add is, like, I think one thing I want to see in Blasphemous 2 is maybe some more with the Metroidvania elements, but I do like some of the traversal elements they do add, and one of them is that once you get a certain thing, you can drop through, like, any bottomless pit, and it actually leads somewhere. It's really good world design, and I think that's another sort of underrated aspect about the game, is that it's awesome. Last Faith I'm also looking forward to. I think that looks cool. I think that looks really cool. I'm looking forward to trying that out. There's a lot of... I know Metroidvanias are very popular, especially like some Metroidvania Souls-likes. So there's a bunch of them, but yeah, I'm a sucker for them. But Last Faith looks really good. And that's coming out this year, I think. I'm hoping to maybe get in on some pre-release coverage on that, but we'll see. Blasphemous 2 is maybe one of the games I'm looking forward to most next year. Oh my god, I forgot who I was fighting. Woo. That very sort of like Metroidvania or action game thing. Yeah, Silksong, of course. But yeah, Silksong, it's like I'm beyond even like hoping for it at this point. But very much Silksong. But I'm suffering a little bit from one of those things that you get a lot in like Metroidvania or action games where I don't have all the verbs I'm used to having. So like, I can do this or that, but no, you can't. I have not unlocked it. Frostborn also looks good. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them coming out that I'm looking forward to. I mean, Silksong kind of takes the cake. You can't go forward this way, but I think maybe Deo Gracias is here. What a beautiful view.
He aquí la puerta en cuyo bronce se perpetúan los calvarios de los elegidos por el milagro. En ella, el arte de las imágenes para su culto y devoción. Su esculpida santidad nos observa rígida. Encuentra a los santos rostros, y el pues caprichosos son los deseos del milagro. He aquí en ella encuentra pues
So that's the big door we're trying to get through for the first, I guess it's half of the game. I'm always dashing. You know, I didn't play Grime. I've meant to get to that. So I feel like I would enjoy it. Let's go. Going down to Mercy Dreams. The area names in this game are also very good. What am I doing? I think I can slide through her.
Hermana mía, como os anuncié, alguien se dirige a la puerta prohibida.
If you haven't played since Spanish was added, they also re-recorded Estras's lines in both English and they added Spanish. And either way, he sounds a lot better. His original voice lines weren't the strongest sounding. So he's a bit better sounding. I think he sounds pretty good, and they all sound good in Spanish. I don't think there's a weak performance. This is where you can like. So in this game, for anyone who hasn't played, when you die, you don't lose your souls or tears of atonement, but you do lose some of your ability to cast prayers, which is the blue like mana bar, and you can atone here for a price in order to get the full bar back. And it's really fun. It'd be cool to do a video on it. Like these backgrounds, these are all added in DLC. It used to have different backgrounds in this area, but they made it all like more flavorful. And I think once they got a little bit more like money and the game did well, they had more budget to do it. And I love it. I'm trying to get those executions. This is a very good enemy coming up. We'll see some floating hopes. Ooh, shit. I forgot what I'm doing. I usually lunge against these guys. I need to get that lunge attack ASAP. I'm much worse at this game without it. The music's so good. This game, I'd also say, for anyone who's not amazing at platforming, I am obviously not that great at platforming, and it's very doable. Although they do have some like Path of Pain challenge style stuff, which is not easy, but I was able to get through it. And I think it's pretty fun, although I'm not completely sold on timed challenges for like massacre platforming sort of stuff. But it's still pretty fun. It's something where I wouldn't want to do it every run. I'd want to do it basically to get it done and get the prayer you get at the end of it. It's not a thing. This is also one where you're whacking every wall because there's stuff. To get the execution on him. If you hit them before they shoot, they won't shoot. They don't do this too much, but this area has some rooms where they lock you in. The trick is to just stay on that side of the room at first. It feels very like classic to me too, like with the enemies, they're so like that old school feel. Look at that floating Pope. Doesn't get better than that. Well, nature. There's a mechanic where if you hold down while you're attacking, you'll get like an extra attack. It is explained, but it's not explained much. But it is helpful against people like the Pope. Yes. I love this execution. I'll stab you with your little lamp thing. I think I'm gonna end up doing a thing, like, especially because I'm like recording this game on PC now, and I'm gonna get these like executions up on like Twitter or something, these little clips. I love them. Hello, Zero Jimmy. Don't worry, there's some time. Actually, what time is it? Alright, let's go. Alright. So I've been through here, working our way down. Small red bee. Oh, that reminds me. I have not put on prayers, which like do like it's like whatever the heck in Hollow Knight the badges. And that. Make me a little better. So what is? So there's this. Oh shit. Not to my best moment. Another thing in this game where like crouch attacking is pretty fast. Stop it. It's so gory too. Good evening. Thank you. I love Flying Pope guy. It is very cool. I am Blasphemous #1 fan. Alright, but I am a huge fan. I have like, it's one of these games too where I own like 3 different editions of it because I wanted all the stuff. It's a fun game. There's, like, it's something too where I'm really excited to see a sequel to, because you'll notice even getting later into the game and with DLC stuff that they just kept getting better and better at what they're doing. So like, I'm excited to see what they can do with Blasphemous 2, but Blasphemous 1 is very much worth playing. Not get there today, but there's this one guy you can attack where you get him in this loop and it kind of looks like he's dancing. I'll have to point that out if I continue to stream. a hit. Oh, no. There we go. Is this a bioflask? Yeah, so that gets you like an extra heal. That's one thing, because for anyone who wasn't here at the start, I was debating doing an achievement where you like beat the first half of the game in 3 hours, which isn't super demanding, but I couldn't remember where some of the bioflasks and stuff would be, and that's one of the things that I think would mess me up.
De un lugar de bendiciones se me encomienda velar por vos, penitente. Así pues sea dispuesto. Mi nombre es Viridiana. Se me ha concedido un don con el que puedo asistiros con vuestra carga, si os es menester, penitente en el silencio. Que así sea.
There's an achievement attached to her too. But so she basically helps you during the first half of the game, like healing bosses. Or not healing bosses, healing you if you get to low health on bosses. It's not like a guaranteed save, but it is helpful. I think this, oh, where is the, oh yeah, that's right. I'm looking for a food item to give to Tirso, I think his name is. Because if you need to give it to them before beating a boss to do this one quest line, it's esoteric, but I enjoy it. Let's get some upgrades on this bad boy. This is the mea culpa like upgrade thing, and let's see. I would definitely, the first one I always go for a lunge, and the ranged attack is very good, and then the plunging attack are all like my first things to get. So I don't really use, does anybody really use these like charged up attacks? I don't really use them very much. Powerful plunge, let's see, you can do that. Okay, so and the ranged is expensive. It's so good. All right, no, where's the range? Oh, that's level 2. Okay, perfect. That's awesome. This is also pretty good to have the combo finisher, but these two I use quite a bit in my playing. So this is the lunge, and those will just keep getting better. And I use them quite a lot.
Misericordioso seáis, penitente. Con vuestra aportación la obra de esta cofradía continúa.
Thank you.
El tiempo es fuera, pero si vuestra penitencia compungido.
So this is sort of like a Lordran where this country of Custodia is all jacked up. In this place, this is like the Salt Realm. And this is based off of what famous painting? Series of paintings. It's the I should know this. They're like purgatory paintings, Renaissance paintings.
Este lugar es un sueño más, penitente. Ellos me creyeron un santo digno de devociones y lo único que concedí a sus peticiones fue el salitre, que recorre esta inhóspita tierra y sube por nuestros cuerpos. El castigo del milagro al falso ídolo es otorgarle falsa santidad. No queráis saber mi nombre, pues también está cubierto de... Traedme lo que pueda ser bendecido, y así vos podáis quebrar este destino mío para dejarme cruzar al otro lado de este falso sueño. He aquí el baño de lino que empapa el sudor de las fiebres, un instrumento que obtiene confesión en nombre de la sal.
So it basically lets you talk to ghosts, which is attached to essentially a collectathon thing, but will be helpful. So now I'll get these little like thought bubble looking things over corpses sometimes. And that guy is cool. So his whole thing is the miracle and like the high wills are like God and like Holy Spirit equivalents. And that guy was like blessing people, and the people came to like him so much that the miracle got like mad because they were like worshiping him more than the miracle. And so the miracle like banished him to this salt realm, and he's in this like dream that's not actually heaven, because heaven is sort of talked about as like dreams in this game. So he's trying to get to the actual dream to get like forgiveness for people worshiping him instead of the miracle. It's a pretty continuing theme, and it is not super subtle about how you know, the miracle being kind of shitty and jealous. It comes up relatively often. Stop it. Alright. Oops. Shit. Oh my god. What am I doing? Myself killed. It would make sense for me to die off of being terrible at platforming stuff. Woo. Yes. I think that you'll probably have recognized his name if you follow like Elden Ring stuff or Sekiro, Dark Souls, but Smotown did a bunch of videos, and I collaborated with him on one talking about some of the lore Blasphemous, and I've done one video about it. I wouldn't say like you're not like reading item descriptions in the same way, but there's a lot of references, and it's pretty thoughtful. So like there's some lore going on, but like for instance, like this stuff is, they're like mostly interesting like side stories versus me like going through all the item descriptions. There's actually, you press a button for lore, which is fun, but the lore in this case is really like these like little poems and stuff, and a lot of them are based off of like Spanish songs and poems and other stuff. So they're kind of like references that have been changed to fit the setting of the game. So it's pretty cool, and there's a lot to chew on with the story. And I've learned a lot about like Spanish culture because of the game, so that's been really cool. At least like Andalusian culture, I should say. I am surprisingly kind of bad at this boss, the Cleric Beast. Ten Piedad, or Piedad, as I usually call him. Oh my god! See, I don't know why I'm bad at that guy. I always have the reverse urges. Also, that was a tragically close kill. I was getting very reckless. But that's what it looks like when you die. There's a lot of greed going on there. No, nobody should look at this fight as a good version. So what I do on these is if you pick that up, you get some health back and some like prayer juice back, and I like to leave those. I don't know why. I will beat Trace and Gustius on the first try, but have trouble with him. I don't know if Ridiana actually helped me out that time. Cleric Beast is dead. The boss designs are so good, and the boss fights are really good. That's a really terrible example of that fight because I'm oddly bad at that fight. First try. This is all I want from a game is some like cool ass bosses, combat that feels good, and weird ass shit.
Al humillaros ante mi santo cuerpo, se os ha concedido la presencia de mi rostro dorado, custodio de uno de los tres dolores del alma en nuestro milagro. Me ha elegido de entre todos los piadosos. Que el oro de mi rostro derrita y borre la atrición de vuestra alma. Corazón de la culpa, regresad ahora del sueño.
Oh yeah. Thank you, floating head man. The visages, which lore-wise come up more in the Wounds of Eventide DLC.
Habéis realizado la primera humillación de penitencia. Habéis conocido la faz de la atrición. Os quedan dos santos rostros a los que postraros. Pesaroso corazón sea, penitente.
Hello. Hi, please hydrate. I could just listen to him.
Pesaroso corazón sea, penitente.
There's something that lets you walk normally in water, in mud, and I think you get it tragically late in the game. Because that's painful. Like I said, this game is so awesome.
Dichosos
So many
los
bizarre
ojos que con
cutscenes.
devoción ven mi corazón atormentado. Que se acerque quien cuyos contentos son el padecimiento y los ayunos, pues son grata penitencia. 6 dolores afilados ajan mi pecho florido. Tomad el primero de ellos y purgad una de vuestras 6 manchas capitales del alma.
Max health has been increased. You'll find that sword lady around the world. She's based off of a bunch of like different paintings. There's one in particular, but there's a whole bunch of these Renaissance paintings. Inquisition era paintings. This area, I always spend a lot of time in the sewers here. I'm not even sure if you're supposed to, because some of it's kind of tough. I never remember which is the main way to go. This guy has a fun animation. The game was surprisingly gory when I first started playing it, but I am completely desensitized to any of the pixelated gore at this point. It's all just awesome. What's in that room? I can't remember. I should check out first. Oh no. You need some what are they? Relic to get through poison. Poison air. Oh, stop that. Ooh. I love it. I want to see that frame by frame. These are like, those guys will just keep coming back until you kill that guy. This is like the COVID sewer. Everyone's all snotty and nasty. It always looks to me so much like there should be a thing. Can you? I don't think I can get the thing at the end here at this point. I'll check. I don't think I can. No, I don't think so. Did I jump on this? Thought I could. Oh, yeah, of course. That explosion does quite a bit of damage. I'm just gonna take the contact damage. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh, did I not go? Did I not? Oh. I guess I just forgot to go here. Good, because I need an item here.
Mirad lo que os enseño. Fiaros de mí.
I'm gonna need to buy all of these, but this one I need for a relic.
Os ofrezco aquí otra y que mi hija cae.
What's this? It's not bad. What's this do?
Os ofrezco aquí otra cosa tan brí que mi hija cae.
I've never used this, and I don't think it's helpful for me.
Os ofrezco aquí otra cosa tan y que mi hija cae.
Sure. I don't use this a lot, but it can be helpful. At least early on. Alright. Trying to decide if I'll go top off. Sewers can be a little dicey. Actually, screw that. I don't want to deal with those guys twice. I'm done with you. The pace, the movement. Oh, there you go. Sweet. Okay. Let's see. There's so many routes in these sewers. Oh. I'm trying to think. There's one place where you can't really actually go further, and it looks like one of these sewer tunnel rooms. Oh yeah, it is this one. Just wanted to check. Ah, this part's annoying. Oops. Whew. I'm lucky that I didn't get damaged on that. I always like to let it drip first. I don't trust it. Oops. Oh, no more heals. Shit. What's up here? Nothing, a shortcut. Oh yeah. Good. Not a super helpful shortcut, but it's a shortcut. Gives you that serotonin of like, here's a shortcut. Are there 2 doors or 1? I think there's just, let's see. Oh yeah, there's further down. I need a bile flask place. Come on. I'm trying to remember where the bile flask is. It's somewhere around here. Another shortcut. What's that shortcut? Oh, it's a shortcut to a... Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I know where I am. Of course. Hey, Alex. I'm just gonna go heal up. Because I will die by Actually, let's check in here. Maybe I'll get some tears.
Los huesos os agradecen vuestro favor, penitente en la virtud. Traed los huesos ante...
Oh, no tears. Cheap bastard. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's go heal up. The next place is Hondo, which is right down there, but I think I would like another bile flask, which I can get in the sewers. But maybe for time's sake and keeping it interesting, gotta show off a few of the enemies in Yondo. Just a little bit more visually interesting than the sewers. Let's see, can I afford the finisher? Or is that 1,500? Let's see, how much is it? 2,000. Thank you, Baneful Discourse. Alright. Let's just get into here. There's some good stuff. But I don't have my throwaways yet, right? Oh, the throwaways. Oh, maybe I want to get my... I can't get... Okay, I gotta explore. Yeah, there'll be a VOD for this. So you can check it out. And if there's enough interest, I may try to continue doing some streams of Blasphemous as I try to get all the achievements on PC. Nope. There's a button to slide, which I always appreciate. Thanks, Banshee. Oh yeah, so this increases your fervor. They're always at these like hidden walls. Let's see, have we gone here? No. It's a lot easier to do that one with a ranged attack. Hey Souls, it's Zero. Oh no. No. Oh. God dang it. I do that every time. That's why I think the sewers are a pain in the ass. Death. I know. That is the second. I know I definitely did that on my last playthrough as well, my last time in NG. Otherwise, you just have a relic on that makes you not take damage from that stuff. The sewers are something where I'm like, you know, I'm not sure if the design, like what the intent is, if they really want you to play through that at that point, or if they want you to, you know, play the game and come back, because there's definitely a lot of stuff to suggest that you want to come back later, but I don't know. I always do this stuff now, and it's always kind of a challenge. Yeah, I don't think the sewers are like necessarily the strongest. And I do remember like playing for review back in the day that I also found it pretty labyrinthine. See, like, I can't even get that. So I will say for anyone, like, if you are particularly sensitive to like a little bit of jank or like, you know, a game being like a little like, I don't like have a lot of crashes or anything, but occasionally you'll have something be a little weird. The game has a little bit of that. It's not too bad. It's better than it was at the beginning, but just in case, go into it expecting a little bit of that. I think this is a dead end for now, yep. I was gonna say, is there poison dropping? Of course. So I've been in there. What is that? That's just the Berber, yeah. Alright. Let's get through a bit of this, because I can't remember. I know that there's something where I can get my flasks refilled more. But I don't. Alright, so there's two ways I can this will go. The music is so good. Yeah, it's worth it. You know, like it's something to where I feel like sort of like in a Soulsy way, like the game gets a little easier as you play, or you have more verbs to be able to tackle things. At the beginning, it's at kind of its most like, I don't know, like tight. Ugh. So you don't have much room for error, and you don't have tons of options. And this is a problem for later. You need a thing to let you go further. Is this the BIOS? Yes. Okay. Oh yeah. There we go. That move from 2 to 3 heals. It's just like a gaming feeling, because having 3 is so much better than 2. Ooh. I haven't looked too much like into, because I remember there was some really good sequence breaks, like back before some of the patches, but I think they took out like the one where you can like pass 10 Piedad, but I don't know what new ones or what they might have now. So we're at the bottom there. Okay. Are you able to get past the high wall through sequence breaking? I assume there's probably that. So let's see. Okay, that. That's where we get to the bottom. Okay, that's something for later. So I think we're all set for, I think I've done the rooms. I'm not missing. I didn't do that. We can't get to. That we can't get to. Yeah, I think we basically did it for now. We did it. still don't have ranged attacks, but that's okay. These guys are so... Ugh. Okay. They're one where the lunge attack is really good for stunning them. And you get an awesome execution. Yeah, because I remember you could use the linen of golden cloth to like drop down, or the whatever it's called, to drop down break sequence. Oh, that was horrible timing. Should have remembered that was coming. Guy with the giant bell. Oh. Definitely meant to do that. I didn't get my heal and prayer mixed up. Bastard always does that. I try to... You can knock it out of the air with it an attack. Let's try that again. Oh, I cut him? Alright. Trying to remember if this is where Perpetua shows up. No heals, that's always fun. Oh, come on. Where'd you go? Oh my god, I completely jumped up into it. Oh my god. Shoot it. Oh, that was so good. Oh, hell yeah. That was such a close loss. Yes. That was just... that was so greedy. That was such a bad idea, but I was like, she must be close.
Oh, penitente. Recorremos sendas extrañas bajo el mismo cielo, sin más oficio y sin otro nombre. Soy clamado redento, peregrino descalzo de la
The Crossing Souls achievement, am I right? That one is
No toméis como ofensa
That
el no
one
miraros
is
al
also
rostro,
very easy to
pues
mess up.
siempre estamos inclinados para no desviar nuestros ojos del camino. Es esa nuestra antigua regla. Nos encontramos ante Hondo, la gran campana enterrada. Ahora lo que Hondo resuena es un profundo quejido. Mis pies desean cruzar al otro lado de esto. Oh, pecados míos.
I'll help you out, but it's kind of a little bit of a Sigmar. I do not know if I can get to the first heal with that much health. At the first shrine. Hey! How's it going? I'm actually going to probably end this here. Just because Yondo's a whole thing. But if people are interested, I may do some more Blasphemous streams in the future. Because I enjoy the game and I'd like to show it off, and I think it'd be fun to go through the achievements on PC through some streams. So let me know. But thank you, everyone. Oh no, the voice acting. That's so sad. But on a less sad note, thank you so much for the 20,000 subscribers. There will be obviously more Elden Ring content coming, and a slight plug for my Patreon. I will be forced to do an Elden Ring Let's Play or stream through if I get to a certain amount, which I am close to. So, you know, if that's interesting to you. Otherwise, I'll probably do some Elden Ring stuff in the future, but Blasphemous is a pretty, like, sort of fun playthrough, so do that. But yeah, more Elden Ring content coming, and thank you for all of the continued support. And, yeah, so I'll see you next time.